Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back. Whenever there's a major release in the monster taming genre, those that have been following me know that I'll really dive into those games and give them the coverage they deserve, whether it be through guides, breakdowns, let's play, etc. But eventually at some point we will come to a time where we need to look to the future at what other games are coming down the pipeline. Now, that being said, this is obviously not to say that as of the time of this video going live, I'm done making Cassette Beasts content. I'm still definitely keeping an eye on the upcoming update and stuff like that, but I do want to use the recent notoriety and success of Cassette Beasts in order to give a platform to some more games that I think people who enjoyed Cassette Beasts might want to look into. It is important to note when it comes to innovation, Cassette Beasts is really something that we have not seen before, so don't expect any of these games to feature extreme similarities. The way I look at it, there are a lot of different reasons why people might want to play Cassette Beasts or enjoy it, which include but are not limited to the more complex battle system that features an easy to learn but hard to master setup, the beautiful pixel art, 2.5D platforming, fusion, and obviously monster taming. So yeah, I'm going to be going through these games which you may or may not have heard of and explaining why I think if you did enjoy Cassette Beasts, you might want to check them out. That being said, let's dive in. Alright, so first things first, we have Nanokin, a very unique monster taming game that I think would very much attract the attention of people who enjoyed Cassette Beasts. Now, obviously, this game is not something that could be considered a one-to-one comparison. As I said, Cassette Beasts is very unique, but the game has within it a 2.5D aesthetic, a sort of similar retro but also futuristic kind of vibe, if that makes sense, and a unique combat system, but in this case, the battles take place in a grid-based format. And what's really cool about this game is you can actually build the monsters from various parts, sort of like something you'd see in Metabots. I think one of the greatest aspects to Cassette Beasts is how unique and fresh it feels from other games in the genre, and I honestly believe that Nanokin will be another title that will bring forth some really unique mechanics and concepts. The game is also a platforming collectathon, which also sets it apart as well, and really excites me personally. Now, speaking of platformers and collectathons, we also have another 2.5D game in the works called Mythcaller the Nightmare Shaman, which again is another title that I think you'll enjoy if the reasons you enjoy Cassette Beasts are the unique mechanics and aesthetics. This game will instead, however, allow you to take control of your monsters in real time, with each obtainable creature featuring its own unique playstyle. The game is also going to have fully animated and voiced cutscenes, which is really cool as well. Okay, so Evo Creo is definitely more of a Pokemon-like experience, unlike the others on this list. However, there's no denying the fact that there's a pretty significant overlap in fans of Cassette Beasts and fans of Pokemon, Coromon, Nexomon, Temtem, etc. The one downside is that Evo Creo II, which is up and coming, is only a mobile game, which I think is a bit of a missed opportunity, since the Switch seems to be an extremely popular monster taming console, but PC's even left out of this one. Do note, however, the game is planned for this year, but we have not seen any public gameplay. What you're seeing on screen is from the first Evo Creo game, which is already out on Android and iOS. Lumen Tail is going to be a bit of a wild card, as while we have more information about the game than something like Evo Creo II, there is still a lot left to mystery behind the limited demo that was live. In this world, Animon live alongside humans. However, on one fateful day, a child who has a detest for these creatures will meet an android who has a knack for taming them. The android has little memory as to who or what they are, but must travel the world for answers. The game's going to be very heavily story-focused and contains within it up to 4-on-4 multi-battles, and personally, after playing the demo, I did feel like it was a little slow for the demo itself. It basically contained the first hour or so of gameplay, and there was a lot of exposition and dialogue, which usually I don't mind, but I do think it was a little bit extensive in this case, though the gameplay itself is actually really fun. The game's also being developed by the developers behind Pokemon Xenoverse, a very popular fan game that you've probably heard of already. Finally, last but not least, we have Disc Creatures World, the sequel to the Game Boy Color-inspired Disc Creatures that released in 2019. I've yet to play the original Disc Creatures as of the time I'm recording this, but do have a showcase planned for the near future. The game in question is another monster taming RPG, but instead of your traditional Pokemon-like battles that you tend to see, you have 3-on-3 combat with its own unique quirks. I think if you like the idea of Cassette Beasts using a medium that you're familiar with in the sense of cassettes, you'll be right at home with the discs here. That aside, this is a game I'm genuinely looking forward to as well. It's got some nice pixel art and seems like it's going to be a lot of fun. And there you go, guys. Those are 5 games that I think if you are a fan of Cassette Beasts, you might want to look into. Again, there's no guarantee that you're going to like all of these games. There are different reasons why people like and enjoy Cassette Beasts, and these are just some that I think you'll like and that I'm personally interested in. As the Cassette Beast content starts to slow down, with me pretty much putting out every guide I could possibly think of, it's important to continue to look towards the future, and I definitely urge you guys to support these games by checking out their social media pages linked below. But yeah, all that being said, definitely make sure to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on the monster taming genre and Cassette Beasts as well. You could also check out my Discord, Twitter, and Patreon linked below, and special thanks to my patrons, especially Jim Hamilton, Dro Ghost, Dark Persona, Exodus, and Candy Morency. Peace out, guys.